I'm Shay, and we're doing something a little bit different today. Ready? Rollin'. Bam! Triple rhyming scheme, baby. What are we doing today? Well, today, my friends, this video is going to be a Readathon challenge. This is going to be my first ever Readathon vlog on this channel, the first of many in the coming years that I hope to film. It also... One moment. I'm not gonna hit the light with the bat, hold on. Do not ask me what I did, but it certainly was legal. Now you may be asking yourself, Shay, why have you never done a Readathon challenge? Why have you never filmed a Readathon video? And I have a very good answer for you. It's because I've never done a Readathon. Now, why I have never done a Readathon is another question entirely, and there are two sort of simple answers that tie into each other. The first is that I simply haven't had time to dedicate within the allotted week or weeks that the Readathon is taking place. I'm a freelancer, so my job is very here, very there, sometimes everything, sometimes nothing. I can never predict when or what it's gonna be, it kind of just is what it is. And usually, what it is falls during the readathons that I wanted to participate in. Now, the second reason is a little bit more fixable, but I'm just stubborn. And it's that I usually don't feel like I have the books to fulfill the prompts. Now, this obviously applies to themed readathons, but I see readathons like the magical readathon and every other readathon that I can think of. I am blanking on right now, but you know the themed readathon, like Summerween. There are some that are a little bit more strict than others, but whenever I see the prompts, I think, I can never find books that I want to read that fulfill those prompts. It's very hard for me to force myself to read something I have no inkling of an interest in, because my brain is just all over the place all the time. My ADHD makes me a constant mood reader. If I force myself to read something just because I need to read it, I'm going to have the worst time. And so for those reasons, I've just never really participated in one, unfortunately. But something changed recently. One of my favorite booktubers, Jan Agaton, has her own readathon. It's called the Full Moon Readathon, and when I first heard about it, watching her a couple months ago when I first discovered her, was it a few months ago? We're gonna go with it was a few months ago. It was definitely like 4 or 5 months ago. Half a year? When I first heard about it, I made a point. I was like, I'm gonna do my darndest to participate in this thing. I know about it months in advance. I'm gonna do some research, I'm gonna do some preparation, and we're gonna do this thing. So baby, we are doing this thing. Number one, I feel like it's very doable. That's very important to me. It feels very doable even with my weird work schedule and my weird needy taste in books. Needy? I feel like I'm gonna have a better time finding books that fit these prompts, is what I'm getting at. It also helps that I started preparing in advance. Of course, I didn't know what the prompts were going to be months in advance, but I started keeping my eye around on books that I was interested in, books that I thought themes would come up around. Jan loves vampires, loves Dracula, and so of course I was like, it's going to have something to do with vampires, or there's going to be blood, or there's going to be something. So during this time leading up to the Readathon announcement, I made sure to keep an eye out for vampire books that interested me. Anything about vampires that interested me, I was like putting it on the old mental scanner radar. The way the Readathon works is that there are 4 characters. There's a skeleton, a pumpkin, a vampire, or Dracula, but vampire if we want to go more general, and a little devil, who I will be referring to as the demon character, because as we all know, I love my demons. So there are 4 characters, and each character has 3 prompts associated with it. The goal is to successfully complete all 3 prompts so that you can collect the character. Pretty simple, right? Pretty straightforward. I dig it. It's simple, makes sense to my 2 brain cell brain, I'm all over it. Also, important, you can cross-list across the characters. Cross-list? Double up. That is the better term that I was looking for. You can double up on the things that fulfill your prompts. So for instance, one of the prompts on the demon character is a book involving fire. Thank you. And one of the prompts for the pumpkin is a nostalgic spooky book. I own a copy of the book Christine by Stephen King that has the car and the flames on the cover, so technically this could count as my double up for these prompts. Firstly, we have the skeleton character. The prompts are a hardback book, a book between 206 and 300 pages, and your favorite graphic tee. Something that I love about this readathon so much that I hinted at earlier is that not all the prompts are book-based. I feel like a lot more readathons are doing this nowadays, which is cool, but I love the activity prompts in this challenge. As someone that owns way too many band t-shirts, so much so that I was notorious for it at my university, your favorite graphic tee is probably my favorite non-book related prompt. I will be fulfilling it constantly throughout this challenge just as a way to show off my favorite t-shirts because I have so many. In fact, I'm wearing one right now. It's one of my favorite Bad Omens t-shirts. I fought for this t-shirt, okay? It was sold out for months. Do you know how I finally got it? A targeted Instagram ad, which said that they had restocked their UK store. They had restocked their UK store with their limited tour leftover merch. As soon as I saw it, I went, snatched it up, and did I overpay for shipping? Absolutely I did, but did I get my t-shirt, which they never restocked, I don't think, in the US store? Yes, I did. So here's a little view of the front pocket area design. Very sick. And then here is the back of the t-shirt, which honestly is one of my favorite backs of a t-shirt I have ever seen. Next character is the pumpkin. The prompts are a nostalgic spooky book, a book someone else picked, and then get or make something pumpkin flavored. That is going to be a little bit hard to do, but we're going to try it. Dracula. A book with blood in the title or the cover, a book involving your favorite supernatural creature, and a red drink or mug. Well, go ahead and mark me down for 2 prompts accomplished. Red mug. Yes, it's Iron Man. But we're not focusing on that part. Just focus on the red.
Focus on the red.
And the last character, which is my personal favorite, because he just like me, for real, is the Demon. A book involving fire, a book with a morally gray character, and then read past your bedtime. And so for TBRs, what's mine? Well, I don't really have one, to be honest with you. I'm just kinda gonna wing it. Like I do everything else in my life. I do have some books planned for some of these prompts, but the rest I'm just gonna figure out. First, for the skeleton prompt, my hardback book is gonna be Honey Girl by Lisa Freeman. This is a book that my cousin gave to me. We bought it at a thrift store, and she read it first and then gave it to me to read. As far as I know, it's about a girl who's 15 and she moves from Hawaii to California after the death of her father. It takes place in the 70s and it mainly has to deal with surfer culture, her finding her way as a teenager, her finding her way in this new culture, and dealing with a lot of unresolved, unhealed family trauma. Fun! As for the book that someone else picked, Jan, I blame you. It's You've Reached Sam. Why do I blame Jan for this book? That's a great question. It's because one of the first videos I ever got recommended on my YouTube dash from Jan was her reading vlog for You've Reached Sam. Have I watched that vlog yet? No, because I was already planning on reading that book, and I had just started watching Jan. I think I had seen, like, 2 of her videos before that video got recommended to me, and when I saw her sobbing in the thumbnail, I was like, I gotta get my hands on this book. I have to read it now. This is a sign. I need to read it. I got it for my birthday, and it fits a prompt for the readathon. No more putting it off. I'm getting my heart ripped out. That's just the way it goes. It's gonna be like that scene, you know, in the worst Indiana Jones movie. A book with blood in the title. Vampire Kisses, Blood Relatives, Volume 1. This is a manga/graphic novel adaptation of the Vampire Kisses series by Ellen Schreiber. It's a series that I read when I was in middle school. Definitely formative. Definitely a sign of the times, a time capsule of the times, and I will be making videos about it in the future. Vampire Kisses follows Raven, a teenager who lives in the town of, prepare yourself, Dullsville. She's obsessed with gothic culture and she's obsessed with vampires. And honestly, as a young middle schooler, I was obsessed with her whole aesthetic. She ends up meeting this handsome stranger, getting to know him, and his name is Alexander Sterling, and she is head over heels for him, and guess what? There's a rumor going around that him and his family, who live in this creepy old house, are actually vampires from Romania, I think. As you can probably guess, he turns out to be a vampire, and boy, she is over the moon. You won't be missing anything by picking up this book and not reading the other series, because it's just like a little offshoot of it. A book with your favorite supernatural creature. Her Majesty's Dog, Volume 2. He's a demon. Short gist of it is, there's this girl named Mamane. She's a very powerful sorceress. They have a word for it, but I'm forgetting what it is right now. Thanks, ADHD. But basically, she's got a lot of powers specifically involving naming things and the true names of things and their nature and being able to change it or manipulate it or influence it. This is her guardian demon dog. A lot of shenanigans ensue. You want a himbo? You want a himbo? The blueprint. The blueprint. I'm in love with him. Obsessed. For my morally gray character book, I am choosing Die Dark Volume 2. I think Shimada Death is a pretty morally gray character, and even if she isn't considered one, I think half the characters in this series so far are. I think at least his Paggy is. His Paggy's name is Avaki, and you're probably like, what the heck is a Paggy? It's a little space backpack that he wears to survive. He talks. He's also a skull. Morally gray? More like bones and decay? I have absolutely no idea how this challenge is gonna go, but I'm excited to find out. Let's get started, shall we? I am officially finally starting the full Moon Readathon, and it is 9 p.m. currently. Why am I starting it this late? What can I tell you? Days are tricky beings. I am a creature of the night. I don't know what else to tell you. The important thing is that I'm starting right now. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm already quite tired, and I've already eaten my supper, I've got my cozy hoodie on, and I am just almost ready for bedtime. Though I could stay up a little bit later and already fulfill the read past your bedtime prompt. I think I'm gonna save that for night 2. I don't just want to jump in full force, even though that is pretty much what I do with everything in my life. Thank you, Shay. And yes, I know this lighting is terrible, but, you know, I hope that this clip wouldn't be long. I hope that would motivate me to not make this clip that long, and in true Jan fashion, try and make it less than 2 minutes. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen for this clip, but I will try to keep it for 2 minutes to every other review type B-roll clip. This has gone off the rails already. What else do you expect from a Shay video, to be quite honest? I did like a 2-hour workout today. I walked a little over 4 miles, and then after that workout, I had my post-workout yogurt. And I don't know why this always happens, but after I eat my yogurt, I always get super cold for some reason. I don't know if it has to do with, like, blood pressure or something with blood, I'm sure. Of which I do not have much. But because I'm cold, that is hence why I have my beautiful Bad Omens hoodie on. Like I said, I'm not going to be staying up that late tonight, but I don't need to go ahead and finish 2 of these prompts. The skeleton prompt that I'm going to be finishing is read a book that is 296 pages to...
It was at this moment that he knew.
The skeleton prompt that I'm going to be finishing tonight is read a book between 206 and 300 pages. The book that I'm choosing for that is Die Dark Volume 2. Die Dark is a new, recent favorite manga series of mine. I picked it up a few months ago when I saw the first volume in Walmart, and I recognized the author as the author of another one of my favorite manga series. I didn't know that they had a new series out, and so I just immediately picked up Volume 1, read it, and just absolutely freaking adored it, dude. Like, it is... And I have been chomping at the bit to get to Volume 2 for a while now, and you know what? You know what? This baby is 208 pages with the extras. But it fits. It fits the prompt, and I finally get to it. Quick synopsis of this series is that we follow this young guy named Sanko in space who has these magical bones that have this sort of blessing/curse on them that everyone seems to know about. And basically, if you possess his bones, doesn't matter how you got them, but if you possess his bones, you can get any wish you wanted granted. It says, the legend that whoever claims his bones will obtain their heart's desire. Yeah, if you get his bones, you get your wish granted. It's a kind of friggin' the lamp, except you're rubbing We're gonna stop that sentence right there. We are not rubbing anything in this house. Not right now. But anyway, as you can imagine, everyone wanting this guy's bones makes his life kinda interesting. At least for him. I just love all of the characters. I love the setting. I love the humor of this series. Very, very, very high hopes for this one. The second prompt I'm going to be fulfilling tonight is the second prompt on the vampire collect card. What are we calling those? It's the second prompt in the vampire option. I'm just going to go with phrasing it like that. Jan, I'm sorry. I'm a mess. But that prompt is read a book with your favorite supernatural creature. My favorite supernatural creature are demons. I love all the urban legends surrounding them, the mythology, the mobile dating games of anime versions of them. I just think they're really cool. Maybe Supernatural rotted my brain at way too much of an early age. But now Obey Me is doing that for them. Now, if you didn't see my last book review where I reviewed volume 1 of this, I'm just gonna link it up in the cards so you can just skim to that part and check it out, because there are no words really for this book. You really just have to take it in. I came across this series when I found it in my storage with no memory or recollection of how it got there. That's a true story. Not making that up. It hits all of my preferences, all of my taste. Every trope that I love has been in this series. It is just perfection to me. Trigun? Dorohedoro? Get out of here. Give me a himbo demon boy. Just like this one, been frothing at the bit to get to it. Frothing at the bit, chomping at the bit, frothing at the mouth, chomping at... We're gonna get into these two and finish the prompts, because I clearly need sleep. What else is new? I have made a mess, as I have with everything else in my life. Let's get to reading. Rude. That didn't sound like a pike at all. Already, we're not even into the story. Just the cast is making me laugh. The four little hated all over the galaxy. Oh my god, I love this series. Oh, my humor is broken. First book of the Readathon, finished. And guess what? It's a 5-star, baby. Full 5 stars. I think I loved it even more than I loved the first volume, and that is saying a lot. For sake of time, I clearly didn't include all the B-roll of me reading through this, but I laughed so much. I hope to keep on that streak of 5 stars now. I know it's not going to be 5 stars across the board for this Readathon. I feel it in my bones. No, that is not a Die Dark pun. Unfortunately, I think that's just the way of the world. Not everything can be 5 stars, you know? And that's okay. I don't think we're gonna have any bummers in this Readathon.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
However, if there's another book that's gonna be a 5-er, a good old 5-star buckaroony, it's gonna be this one. And look, this clip is about 2 minutes. Jan, I'm getting better. Are you proud? Lord! There was no chill in 2005, was there? He says, "You're such a pessimist. No wonder you never get laid." Excuse me? I love him so much. Fave. He's a new fave. This was a terrible decision. I wanted to go the other way. Ah! Ah! I should have just got up, fam. I should have just got up. This is fine. I can move. Oh, I should not have done the core workout today. I should not have done that. I love girls supporting girls. Uh-oh. 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 Aww, he's such a tsundere. I love him so much. Is it tsundere? It's tsundere, right? Or am I sounding like an extra white person? Oh, it went from aw to oh, real fast. Is this gonna cause me pain? This was cute and fun, and it's had some sadder moments, but is this gonna end up ripping my heart out? Probably. Good thing I barely have one to begin with. No context manga lines. So the weak life force dude and his wounded parakeet better stay out of my way. Contending for top favorite manga character, maybe ever. His lines are just gold. This book goes from very funny to very heartwarming to very heart-wrenching in such a short amount of time, and then it just all loops back around, but it does it very well in a way that flows very naturally, and I love it. Like, without spoilers, there's this, like, whole confession. I guess relationship kind of confirmation, not in the way that you may be thinking. I guess self-esteem kind of boosting moment, like, it was a, is this how you really feel about the situation? That's been sort of the conflict here, and now that's being resolved in a heartwarming way. And then just immediately at the bottom panel is just comic relief relating to it. Love it. That's beautiful. That was just beautiful. Do I have extras? Please tell me there are extras in here. No, okay, that's fine, I guess. Wow, another 5-star. I was right. 5-star. And I have volume 3 here, just like I do with Die Dark, but I think that is a good high note to end the first night of Full Moon Readathon on. 2 prompts done, 2 5-stars in the book. I almost said in the bizzle bangle, but that wouldn't make much sense now, would it? But honestly, what does make sense on this channel? Good tunes and good times. That's what. It's time to go to bed. It is time to go to bed. See you tomorrow. Good morning! It's day 2 of the Full Moon Readathon, and I'm awake. And look, I'm wearing one of my favorite graphic t-shirts, as I promised you. This one is, of course, my boy, Vegeta. Look at him. So sassy, so strong, so powerful, and yet so short. And the back just has... I'm making coffee, if you can hear that. I'll probably try to take it out with voice isolation, because I'm a audio engineer. But I'm also making breakfast, and then I have plans with my cousin to go get sushi and shop and swim today, so I don't know how much reading I'll get done, but no real plan today, just sort of vibing, you know? Also, I don't have more than half a brain cell before I've had breakfast. But even then, I only have 2 afterwards, so I'm probably gonna have some oatmeal, because I'm gonna lose my mind at that sushi place later, so I want to save room in my tum-tums. But coffee, probably oatmeal, then sit down and vegetate until my cousin comes over, because the good thing is we're planning on going very early this morning, so I hope to get back sometime early this afternoon and have plenty of time for reading after that. Let's feed! You know what? That did not come out the way I intended it, but it came out like a vampire would say it. Like a very enthusiastic vampire, which... Jan, that one was for you. That ADHD moment was for you. I forgot my coffee was done. I just realized, one of the prompts is get or make something pumpkin flavored, right? Well, it's Tennessee, and it's still August here, so a lot of people ain't gonna have pumpkin flavored nothing, because we're down in the South where, it's still hot. No one's thinking about the fall, and as you can tell, my Tennessee accent's coming out, because I actually wonder how good voice isolation works on my accent, because the main reason I don't speak in my full accent is, number one, it makes it hard for people to understand me. Number two, the voice software just didn't pick it up, and so I talk in my Georgetown voice, which is the voice that I would use in college so that people could understand me instead of, seeming like a hillbilly hick. But this is how I actually talk, and it sounds made up, but it's not. Yeah, I need to start talking like this more in my videos, because it takes mental effort to maintain this other thing, as you can tell. What was my point? Oh, pumpkin flavored crap. I wonder, does it count? Does it technically count if I get pumpkin seeds and put them in my oatmeal? Because I used to do that. I ain't done that in a while, but I'm gonna do that. If I can go to the store, if I can get down to the store in town and get some pumpkin seeds, I'm gonna do that. And then I'll try, if I find something pumpkin flavored, I'll put it as a bonus. I'm just doing a lot of extra stuff in case stuff don't count. Can you tell I was a burned out former gifted kid? And I'm sold to the lady in the second row. She's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10. I know she got ruby red lips, blonde hair, blue eyes. Now I'm about to bid my heart goodbye. Yay! Spoon! Don't ask me why I spanked my oatmeal. The real question is, why aren't you spanking your oatmeal? Actually, while I'm coming over here, let me show you what's up. I've had to add this to my board in my house because I am at war with the spiders. I have been bitten more times than I care to admit, and also in the past 2 days back at my other house, I ran into 4 spiders within 36 hours. That's about more than a spider per 12 hours, which is too much for me, because you know what? I used to be a friend of the spiders. I would let them outside unless, like, I knew they were venomous, like a brown recluse or something, but I rarely saw those. Like, they were just typically brown house spiders, and I would just put them outside, wouldn't have a problem with them. Now they're, like, kamikaze-ing me. They're, like, running at me when I'm, like, on the toilet and in the shower and I'm washing dishes. One was even on the sponge when I went to go wash a dish. I'm getting sick of it. So now they have been declared enemy. I don't know why they've come against me, but days without enemy sightings. 0.
Class D found.
Coffee's done. Oatmeal's done. Now the last thing I like to do to my oatmeal, if I'm not putting pumpkin seeds in it, is I like to put a few more spoonfuls, not even spoonfuls, that's way too much, a dab of more brown sugar, so let's grab that. Oh yeah, I have all these cute containers that I got from the dollar store, and I just had extra washi tape that I labeled them on, that way I know what I'm doing.
Hello there. Enemy spotted.
Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? You people thought I was joking! I'm not joking! Granted, I haven't cleaned back here in like a week, but okay, I haven't been here in like a week, alright? Are you kidding me? You're much tinier and cuter than the spiders that usually come after me, but as long as you stay there, we're not gonna have a problem. You kidding me? I have added another statistic to the chart, and that is where I'm seeing them at. So I've seen one in the kitchen, and all things considered, he might actually be dead because he didn't move at all when I was near him. I'm just gonna let him live his life because with all the spiders that have been running at me lately, he didn't run at me, and so I'm gonna respect his gosh darn space. That was not the breaking news bulletin I was hoping for. Breaking news bulletin. The spider is dead. I just moved a bunch of stuff near him to be like, hey buddy, let's get a move on, and he's dead. Unfortunately, I report that he is no longer on this plane of existence. He has gone to join the choir invisible. I
had those cat sugar skulls.
Yeah.
Candy? What are they called? Candy skulls?
Yeah, like the Day of the
Yeah.
Dead. I'm not even gonna try to do the
But I
Spanish
had those,
pronunciation. I'm gonna
like
butcher it.
garlands hanging up.
Sorry. No, it's okay. I just want to take a picture of my rolls. Screw your rolls. My rolls are superior. Welcome to the third day of the readathon. I totally played myself because yesterday I came back from shopping and sushi and swimming with my cousin and I thought I was going to get some reading done and I absolutely did not. But in my defense, the night before, I guess that night, I just didn't get to sleep till about 1 a.m. so I was just absolutely exhausted. When I came home, I changed clothes, I got on a call with my boyfriend and pretty much fell asleep within like an hour or two, or at least tried to. So I didn't get any reading done, but I'm not going to hold that against myself because I already have a head start with having 2 books done. I am going to try and get some reading done today, obviously, since I have the whole day to myself, but I'm not going to lie to y'all, I'm feeling a little bit of decision paralysis, also just feeling stuck and kind of overwhelmed. My room is a mess. It's a mess. It's just straight up a mess, and so it's bothering me, and I can't film while my room is a mess because it's going to distract me. So I'm going to get this done first. I am going to make some lunch. I'm going to grab some hot Cheetos as a snack, as I was going to say a peace offering, but I guess peace offering doesn't really fit, as a tribute to Jan, because I also love hot Cheetos. That is something that we have in common. It's an addiction, honestly. One that may get me in trouble one day, health-wise, but today is not that day. What am I doing right now? I'm cleaning up my room so that it will no longer bother me. I'm gonna put up some clothes, do some laundry, and I'm also organizing my acrylic stands because my boyfriend got me some more display stands for my birthday for me to put some of my figures on, and I'm trying to decide which figures I want to put on the other display stands. Because I'm kind of tired of them sitting all here in this box that I have, and I want to put them on display because I love them. So I'm trying to figure all that out. I'm gonna clean up my room, make lunch, have some hot Cheetos while I'm doing all this, and then sit down to read. What am I going to be reading? Which prompt am I going to be working on? I'm probably going to be working on the hardback book, which I have decided to read this book called Honey Girl. That's the reading plans for today. That's where we're at. This is more than 2 minutes, but we're down to 3. I'm doing a lot better. Hi, I'm back. It's me. I'm always the problem. It's me. And I finished cleaning up my room. I had some hot Cheetos, probably gonna have a lot more later, and I'm wearing another favorite graphic tee. As promised, it's a band tee. Clearly Beartooth. It's a tee from their Below era. I don't remember if I got this at the show or not. I think I just got it off their website. Maybe I got it on tour. I don't know. It's hard. I have so much Beartooth merch, it's hard to tell now. So much so that even the band is astonished. And you know what? Frankly, so am I. I don't want to add up all the money that I've spent on their merch. I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to. But look at how sick this shirt is. It's one of my favorite band shirts that I own. I don't know, something about like the 80s looking style cover. You all know what I'm talking about, right? With all the faces on the cover. It looks like an 80s metal album, which I think was very fitting for this era. I'm gonna sit down and read for a little bit. I have been stalling on this. Why? I don't know, but we're gonna stop it. I'm sorry, that light was directly in your face. I'm gonna stop that right now. So I'm going to be reading Honey Girl to start fulfilling the hardback book prompt. And for the nostalgic spooky book pumpkin prompt, I'm going to be reading 13 Ghosts by Will Osborne. This is a nostalgic spooky book for me. I feel like I remember reading this in school. I know I definitely read it as a child. So I know it's short, but it's nostalgic for me, and it's a spooky book. It's about 13 different ghosts. So I know I can knock this one out of the park, get the pumpkin one, first pumpkin prompt done, and then hopefully get a chunk of the way through this. Probably not going to finish it today, but I hope to get at least 100 pages in this. Hope to read at least 100 pages today. Gonna sit on the couch, turn on my Hobbit Shire ambience, and read some books. Greetings! I have finished 13 Ghosts by Will Osborne. Really enjoyed this. It was really nostalgic. I didn't remember as many of the stories in this book as I thought I would. A lot of them I had heard of before, and I don't know if it's because I read this book and I was really into ghosts as a kid, and so I just heard about a lot of these urban legends, but it was really good. Even as an adult, I got a little spooked by some of these stories. I think the first one was the spookiest to me. It has to do with a guy seeing a ghost carrying a coffin, and then he sees him in an elevator as the elevator operator, and I won't go into what happens in case you want to read this. It literally took me about 20 minutes to fly through. It's less than 100 pages. It gave me a little bit of a spook, gave me a little bit of a scare, gave me some heebie-jeebies, if you want to call it that. It was a fun time, but it was really good. I liked each individual story, and apparently a lot of them are based in facts, or at least stories that were reported as facts and have been documented, some extensively. And now I actually want to go research some of these stories and look at the facts and the reports myself, just because, if nothing else, they're kind of fascinating. It's kind of cool to, like, look at historical records and be like, wow, a ghost was documented as a historical record. Like, there's one case in here of a ghost helping to solve a murder. Now I think that's kind of a trope we take for granted, but apparently this was one of, like, the first actual documented cases, and it is on English trial record. So that's kind of cool. I don't know. May check that out later. Right now, I'm gonna get started on Honey Girl. This, of course, like I said, is my hardback book pick. Hardback book pick. And after I read this and post a picture of my favorite graphic tee to the Instagram, I will officially have collected my skeleton character. Very excited because it will be my first character that I have fully collected. Hopefully soon, collect all the other ones. Even if I only end up collecting the skeleton though, I'm gonna be happy. I'm just glad that I completed one. But we're gonna go for the gold. We're gonna go for all 4 because I'm not a coward. Do you see that? Do you see that? There's a place on Ocean Avenue where I used to sit and talk with you. We were both... Stop. If I could find you now, things would get better. We could... This is the second time that I've butchered that song on this channel. Will it be the last? Absolutely not. So I've been researching vests for like the past 2 hours. For what I will not say because it's a surprise, because I'm so close to finding the exact vest that I need and I'm not giving up until I find it. Anyway, I have stalled in my plans because my aunt has so graciously brought me dinner, some fish and fries. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna eat a very early dinner. Gonna watch some YouTube and then we'll get some more reading done. I am a little over 100 pages into Honey Girl. Not loving it. Like, I guess it's fine. So far, though, it's not really for me. So, this girl, her dad passes away, and she gets taken from Hawaii with her mom to California, and now she's, like, trying to fit in at, like, this beach, and it's all about, like, the politics of the beach, and, like, being on the territory of the girls that, like, run the beach, the queens of the beach, and, like, trying to fit in with them and not intrude on their territory before you're accepted, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, who cares? Like, she has all these rules being like, girls can never surf, and you never talk to these girls first, you must be invited in, and you must talk to these other people first, you can't step foot on the beach until and I'm like, who cares? Who cares? Why do you need to be accepted by them? Why? I don't get it. When she seems so cool by herself, it's just infuriating, because I don't get it. I'm like, who cares? Literally no one cares, girl. Go swim in the ocean. Go do your surfing. You love to surf. Go surf. And she's like, I can't because it's their territory and they're sitting up on their beach towels and watching me. Who cares? I don't get it. I don't get it. Can't relate. Can't support it. Don't like it. I'm hoping it'll get better though. I've read in a Goodreads review someone had the exact same problems I'm having and they DNF'd it, and someone was like, it only gets worse. So I'm hoping that's not the case because this might be like a 2-star read to me. But I'm gonna stop the rant and I'm gonna eat my dinner and watch some YouTube. Hi, good morning. Excuse the fan because I literally just woke up. I know I didn't film any more last night, but the sleepies got to me.
The EB and Neebies to sleepy.
I fell asleep much earlier than usual, and then early this morning, as if it could not be more fitting for a Jan-inspired full moon readathon video, I was awoken at exactly 3:33 this morning, weirdly enough, to it thunderstorming outside, when I didn't know that it was going to be thunderstorming, and I was thinking about Jan, getting up at like 4:35, And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can do that, but that would be on theme. That would be on theme. And so I laid back down and tried to go to sleep, and it kept thunderstorming and raining, and I was doing good, but I wasn't falling completely back asleep. And I said, you know what? If I'm not asleep by like 4:30 or 5, I'm just gonna stay up. So I'm up now. And let's see, and it's like 5:30-ish. I have that clock set a little bit fast. That way I look at it and panic that I'm late, because I'm preventative like that. Also, wearing another favorite graphic t-shirt. It's my little Vegeta crop top. I don't know if you're sensing a theme here. I really like Vegeta. But I'm up now, so I guess I'm gonna take advantage of this. Get up, start making my breakfast really early, have some coffee, clean up the house, change shirts into another favorite graphic t-shirt. Yeah, I wish I could show you the thunderstorm and the rain outside, but it is literally like pitch black because, you know, it's early in the morning. Even in the summertime, because it's Tennessee. Welcome to day 4 of the full Moon Readathon. I'm back home, as you can see. I just wanted to make a quick little update because I haven't updated in a few days, and I felt like I should tell you that my progress on this readathon has not very much progressed. I've been having some not so great mental health days, and so I just worked out today. I actually just finished working out a few minutes ago, had a snack. Now I'm watching an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, just trying to chill out, trying to vibe out. Also, another favorite graphic t-shirt, my top of the morning coffee t-shirt, because of course. I think part of it is that I'm feeling kind of static and stuck in waiting mode because of the line dance on Friday, and I have other videos that I've been planning on filming this week but haven't yet gotten to them, so I think I'm gonna stay home the rest of the night and then go to my other house early in the morning and get a bunch of filming done, including reading and filming for this video, but filming other things as well. I think because I had my workout today, that was just like a waiting mode kind of thing in my brain, and it was just a mess. It's a mess. Everything's been a mess for the past few days, but that's okay. I'm gonna get back to reading. I'm gonna get through a couple of these prompts. I don't think I have the book super near me. So for the book prompt someone else chose or someone else picked out, I'm going to be reading You've Reached Sam. I'm going to start that tonight. I am also starting a book, something like The Midnight Crows or something like that, for the fire prompt. It has fire on the cover. I'll put a picture of the cover in here, but I just found it on my library's Libby app. It looks really interesting. I love anything that has crows in the title. Love my crows. Gonna start on it. It sounds interesting and I've never heard about it before. I just saw it in the Libby app and was like, oh, fire, crows, sick. I hope it's really good. I know there's a second book already out, so I'm hoping that I like it, and then I can just move on to the second book and find a new series to possibly love. That would be pretty sick. I'm also still working on my hardback book, but it's at the other house, so I can't make any progress in it tonight. That's okay. I think I only have like 100 pages left in it. I can fly through it whenever I have a free moment. That's gonna be all for this quick little update. I'm gonna get back to watching Buffy, and then I'm gonna read a lot, do some editing, and I'll check in with y'all before I go to bed tonight. Hi, I have been the absolute worst at updating this vlog, but look, I'm wearing another favorite graphic t-shirt. This is my Bad Omens Nowhere to Go t-shirt. I'll insert a picture of the back of it somewhere in here. I've been terrible at updating because my mental health has also been terrible, but I've been at Hampshire. I got a video film that I'm very excited about. I am going to be reading more. I think I'm going to extend my readathon another day just because mental health. I feel like I have a mental health day within the readathon, so I'm gonna extend mine by a day just to be fair to myself. Plus I also had a surprise gig come up for tomorrow, which is why I'm here setting up. This is where I work. I'm an audio engineer. There we go. Look at that. It's an old church. Pretty cool, right? This is my home base. This is my desk. There she is. I gotta set up for this line dance. Should be pretty easy, but it usually stresses me out for reasons I won't go into. But yeah, I just came here, I gotta set this up, hopefully it won't take me that long, and then I can get home and get some more reading done. I'm sorry about the lighting in here. Let me fix that, because I can fix that. Let there be light. Let there be light. I'm so good. I'm so good. Also, short queen stuff. I have to use a footstool to reach behind the desk.
Out, front, out, back, go left, right, left, right. Woo! Good job. All right, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go right, left, right. And twist, 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 twist. Go step, turn, kickball change, slide to the right.
Good morning. I just woke up about an hour ago. It is 5 a.m. I would show you my clock, but the electricity went off and I have yet to reset the clock. So it just reads 2 a.m., but it actually just turned 5 a.m. And I finished the second to last book I'm going to be reading for this challenge, and it was Vampire Kisses Blood Relatives Volume 1. This is a graphic novel / manga adaptation of the Vampire Kisses series. I got up at like 3:30, actually, but then I tried to go back to sleep and couldn't, and so I just decided to get up at 4:30, read this for the past 30 minutes. It's really quick, really short, really easy, 80-something pages, and it's, again, a manga adaptation of series. It's really good. I liked it. I'm gonna get up and start trying to function as a human. Really channeling my inner Jan. Getting up at like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m., and already getting some reading in the bag, getting some reading done. I have volume 2 here. Also, I know my hair is a mess. Ignore it. I have volume 2 here. I might read it also today, but I'm gonna prioritize finishing You've Reached Sam because it is the last day of the challenge, and that is the last book that I need to read to get all of my characters and complete the challenge. So let's get up, let's be productive. I have a lot of stuff I need to do today anyway, and let's make some breakfast and get some stuff done, get some reading done. Sorry, I heard Luke Combs.
Oh, I set the stopwatch while we were watching Note so that it got to the 2 hours that I had read already. So currently we are at 2 hours.
Hello, update time. I am back at my other house, and I am 100 pages into this book, and it is already causing me immense amounts of physical, emotional, and mental anguish. I can only imagine how the ending is going to tear me apart, from my little heart, inside out. That being said, I am enjoying it very much. It is very good, very heart-wrenching, obviously. I've already made that point. If that wasn't clear enough to you, it's already ripping my heart out. It's kind of bittersweet for me right now because I am also going through the grieving process of losing a loved one that was very close to me. So I am having to take it in doses. I am flying through it, but because of the relevance and the heavy subject matter, again, I'm having to take it in bits and pieces. This is the last book I need to read for the readathon, though. And then I'll be done. And then I'll be donezo. Dunzo-onezo. Today's graphic t-shirt of choice is my Obey Me t-shirt. I found this at a Hot Topic and I nearly screamed when I saw it. I cannot believe that they have my demon guy merch and you got little MC sheep there. But it's got all the lads, all the dudes, all my guys. I'm gonna get back on track and get to reading this book. Gonna finish it. I finished it. Bro! Bruh! I cried so hard throughout the last few chapters. I am disgusting, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to capture this moment because... Okay, ow. Ow. That hurts. That hurt a lot, but I'm so glad I read this book. I think it is a beautiful depiction of love and life and grief. I think it was well told. Obviously, I think anyone who has gone through grieving needs to read this in their own time. I think it has a lot of good lessons to be learned. It's very cohesive. I felt for all of the characters. They were all real to me. Like, the world was, like, real and everything felt cohesive and, you know, real. I am just sobbing brain right now. But I want to get all my thoughts out. That way I don't have to talk about this book anymore. I can't say that I enjoyed my time fully here, but I'm glad that I had it. And wow, isn't that a lesson from this book? Wow. So, it was so well done. 5 out of 5 stars, definitely one of my new favorite books, probably of all time. Especially coming from me, someone who has dealt with a lot of grief in their life. It's a great depiction of the grieving process, especially different aspects of it and perspectives of it. You know, dealing with anger and love and moving on and denial and all that. It's just, it blends together so beautifully and heartbreakingly, and wow. Wow, I am gonna be thinking about this book a lot. For right now, I'm gonna go clean myself up because I am gross and I'm sorry. Jan, you did this to me. Hello again, my friends. It is officially the end of Full Moon Readathon, and this is gonna be my wrap-up slash outro. Total stats, I ended up reading 7 books. I only double counted 1, so I'm very proud of myself for that, but I ended up reading 7 books, which is really good for me because I've been in kind of a slump these past few months, so any book is an accomplishment, of course. If you're reading, that's a win. But 7? Sick. Some of these books, I never really talked about them in the vlog after I finished them, so that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm not gonna be giving my full, in-depth review, my soliloquy of a summary of my thoughts and feelings in this video. I'm gonna save all that for my end of the month recent reads reading wrap-up video. So if you want to see that full chaotic soliloquy, if you want more of this, and by this I don't mean me, I mean the craziness that is spewing forth that shows that I know how to talk, look forward to that video. I do words real good. Vampire Kisses, Blood Relatives, Volume 1. I gave this, I think, like 4 stars. It didn't blow my mind, but it was fun. I had a fun time. It's a very short read. I liked it. It was a fun time. It's a nice little side story from the original series, but it doesn't detract from it. This felt like baby's first manga. And I'm pretty sure this was published around the first manga, not boom, but like the first manga period in the US when the US was trying to get more into manga before the manga bust. Because number 1, this is by Tokyo Pop. But also, it's just very simplistic, very easy to read, and I don't say that to detract from it. I did like it. It was fun. It just feels like baby's first manga. It's not anything that I think is gonna blow anyone's mind, but I think it will be great for younger readers, which I think rightly it was marketed towards, especially during this time period. If you want to read the Vampire Kisses series, or if you don't want to read the main series but you are kind of interested in the story, and you want a very, very quick read, I'd pick up this series. It's fun. Die Dark Volume 2. I talked a little bit about this series and a little bit about this volume after I read it, but I have more to say. By the way, last favorite graphic t-shirt for the video, it's my We Were Sharks t-shirt. I freaking love this band. They're a pop punk band from Canada. Their albums Lost Touch and New Low are 2 of my favorite sounding albums of all time. From a fan standpoint and from an engineering standpoint. I love them so much that I have talked to the engineer behind those albums personally because I was like, bro, oh my gosh. He's also one of the nicest people I've ever talked to in my life. I want to make a video about my love for those albums and the band, but I'm afraid that the engineer will see it because he knows who I am. And I don't know if I want to be seen in full gremlin mode, just going full force, but then again, I did make that Riptide video and Beartooth knows about it. I just no longer have any dignity nor shame, and I frankly do not care. Die Dark Volume 2. The ADHD is really taken over today. I freaking love this volume, possibly more than the first. I think I said that, but I'm saying it again. I think this volume did well in continuing to slowly introduce us to the universe. I think it drops the right information at the right times. It flows well, it's easy to laugh at, it's easy to get sus about, because you're like, wait a minute. Foreshadowing? Foreshadowing. Every single character seems fully formed, even if they're not fully fleshed out within the story itself yet. And that's exciting, right? Because they all have their own developments. There's this story, but they also have their own parts to play in the story that's not just for the sake of the story. And that's what I'm excited to see what it's building up to, both for their individual sakes and for the larger collective sake. I'm not going to be talking about You've Reached Sam anymore because I don't want to sob. You hurt me. Her Majesty's Dog Volume 2. Again, this was a hit for me. This was a hit. It's a 5-star manga, just like Die Dark Volume 2. I am loving it so far. We've been introduced to some more characters. We're getting a little bit more of the backstory. Everything is starting to come around, and it's starting to make me very, very suspicious, and also very worried. I still love Hiyue. Hiyue? I am saying that wrong, and I am so sorry, but I love him. I'll put his name here on screen. I know my pronunciation is crap, and I'm sorry, but I'm trying. I laughed a lot. But also, in the span of just the same page even, or just 2 pages, I would go from like, ha ha ha, to, oh no, oh no. I think at one point I said, oh, it made me go from aww, like cute, to aww, like sad. I am in love, love, love with this series, and that partially excites me and worries me, because when you go so far up, there's only one more direction to go, you know? I feel like I'm being a little bit pessimistic just so I don't get my hopes up, but I am enjoying my time so far, and I think that's what I need to focus on. Honey Girl, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because I don't have much to say, and what I do have to say is not very flattering. This was a 2-star read for me. I didn't absolutely viscerally hate it, but I did not enjoy my time here. I've already told you what this book is about. It's about this girl who goes by the name Nani, but she is from Hawaii. She's 15, so she's dealing with things that a poor 15-year-old has to deal with, like, you know, being more aware of yourself as a person and existentialism, but also she lost her beloved father who she was very close to. She's in a new place, gonna go to a new school, she's gotta meet all these new people. There's these social dynamics and cultural dynamics that she has to figure out because she's been raised in Hawaii all her life. So she's dealing with a lot, which I am sympathetic to. I get it. I feel for her. But something I could not get past in this book was the emphasis on fitting in. And I don't just mean that she's in a new place, she wants to find friends, she's kind of lonely, she's trying to figure out, you know, how to get into these groups, she's trying to figure out how to find friends. No. She is desperate to get into this one specific group. These girls who supposedly rule the beach. There's all these rules that this person from home taught her. All these stupid sexist rules. Like never eat in front of a guy. Don't talk to the home turf girls first. Let them talk to you. Never surf when there are guys around. It's just stupid. It's all stupid. And I think it makes me so mad because I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Social rules like that, social standards are just arbitrary and dumb, and they keep you from having fun and finding your real tribe. Like, girl, I know you want friends. I know you're going through a lot, but you love to surf. You love the ocean. Why do you need to be accepted by these girls? She's like, if they don't accept me, I can never come back to this beach. If I do this, I can never come back to this beach. Why? 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 It doesn't matter. They literally don't matter. You are gonna grow up and do amazing things, and these girls, you're probably never gonna speak to them again. But I just don't get it. And just because I don't get it, just because I don't understand it, doesn't mean that I think she is lesser for believing it. I know it sounds like I'm berating her, but I'm not berating her. I'm just berating the construct, the larger concept in general. Because I get it. You know, she's going through a lot. She wants to have a home somewhere. I totally get it. I guess I'm just really angry at the construct that would drive her to this level of desperation instead of just, you know, acceptance and being happy with herself and finding people that, you know, love her for her, that she doesn't have to conform to all these stupid, arbitrary rules. The Merciful Crow. Let's talk real quick about that. I really enjoyed this book. It's the first book in, I think, what is currently a duology. There might be a third book coming out, but I found it on my library's Libby app, and it fulfilled the book involving fire prompt. I literally just searched the word crow in my Libby app and it popped up and I saw fire on the cover and I was like, let's go. That seems like something I would be very interested in. And I really enjoyed it. It gave a lot of the Grisha trilogy vibes, but the Grisha trilogy gets grittier and plays with politics a lot better. There's this world of people who are divided in castes named after birds. So there are crows, there are phoenixes, there are gulls, there are swans. The crows are the bottom of the totem pole. And that is the caste that our main character is in. They are seen as having no rights. In fact, they are actively discriminated against and hunted down. Their only saving grace that keeps them probably from total annihilation is that they are the only people who can deal with the plague. When people get infected with the plague, they are called sinners, and the crows are called in to properly dispose of them lest the plague spread around and take down the whole town or the whole village. Well, things start getting interesting whenever they are called to the palace, the Phoenix Royal Palace, and find two bodies that they must take care of, dispose of, as their job as crows. This is special because no phoenix has been taken down by the plague in centuries. After taking the bodies out of the palace across the bridge and into crow territory, they're preparing the bodies for the pyre, getting the salt out, undoing the wrapping, all of that, and it turns out that they're not bodies at all. At least not dead bodies. They're very much alive. It's the Royal Phoenix Prince and his bodyguard. Our main characters quickly learn that the prince was forced to fake his death after learning of a plot from his queen stepmother to take him out and take over the throne. Take him and his dad out and take over the throne. And of course, our main character gets dragged into it. And of course, our main character gets brought into a deal that spirals in trying to save the country, trying to save the prince, and trying to save her people. Because if the queen comes into power, the crows are going to be the first to go. It's pretty obvious how it's kind of similar to the Grisha trilogy, but I feel like this one is a little bit more settled. It feels a little bit more fleshed out. The politics are definitely more fleshed out. It's more nitty-gritty into the details of the politics and how this world works and how it interacts with each other. Also, I think it has great representation of discrimination and the trauma that it can cause. The different feelings that victims who have faced different forms of discrimination can take on and have to deal with. It also delves into possible practical solutions to dealing with this discrimination, both at the minor and the major level, and all the obstacles in between. I used to say that these infinite threads had a great depiction of discrimination and ostracization, you know what I'm saying, of a people, of a caste, of a person, and I still think it does, but I think this book goes a step further. It has great discussions between a person who is actually facing it and a person who has no clue about it. The prince is constantly asking our main character about her experiences. Characters going from asking what seems like offensive questions but are actually just ignorant because the person who doesn't know has just never had to face these problems. It shows the evolution of the discussion and the dialogue evolving between these two characters, which I think is even more important. Because it shows two people from two wholly different sides of the spectrum, maybe not meeting on common ground, but at least being able to have a dialogue about what's happening and, hey, is it possible to solve this in any way? Let's try. I really like it. It was fun. I'm ready to read the next book. That's enough out of me, though. I had a great time with this readathon. I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to see what books I'm gonna read for it next time. If you haven't already, definitely go check out Jan's videos. I love her. She's so sick. I also love Joey. Her and Joey as a couple, as people, give me so much life, give me so much joy. Go check out her channel. You'll have a great time. As for right now, though, that's gonna be a wrap on this reading vlog. I have a ton of other book videos, reading vlogs, reading challenges on this channel in a playlist. Check them out if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. If you ain't heard it from anyone else today, I love you. Love and peace. Bye!